Hey, it's Thompson here, and this is just a little podcast remarking on the results in the best and most guaranteed and proven range and endurance course for all brass players. And the number one question is, when will I see my results? In fact, for about 1.5 to 2 years, I offered a couple of free samples, including a week or two free. And the number one question I got after someone doing the first week is, hey, I didn't get any high note increase after a week. What's going on? Well, so I've been practicing for 20 years to gain my range, but you're going to take my course for 1 week and then be playing like me, huh? No. Nope. It doesn't work that way. But the data is in after 10 years. And by the way, you should know 2019, this is the 10th anniversary of me officially doing Trumpet Sizzle and this course, although the course has morphed from where it was initially in 2009 as an afternoon session with people. That's how I did it. It was an afternoon session with people between 2 and 3.5 hours. And I had about 35 techniques, and that's how we did it back then. It wasn't always successful because it was a lot of techniques and information overload. And now it's the course is settled into the 4-month version with 75 techniques. It's been that way for about a good 7 years or so. So anyway, yeah, when do you get the results? When do you start seeing something? When does the action happen? Well, it doesn't happen in the first week. So I actually have compiled the data of hundreds of people that have gone through my course, and it has been hundreds now, with about 100 people leaving video reviews of the course. So I think there's kind of a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 margin, meaning 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 have left a review, which I appreciate. And the other, for whatever reason, didn't. But so, a good probably 300 or plus have gone through this course. It may be 400, because now, for many years, now people are going through the course on their own, just by getting the digital video download. But anyway, the data has come in, so here you go. Drum roll. What to expect? Should you get my 16-week course, whether you're working with me or by yourself, here's what's going to happen. Now, if you work with me, your results will be better. I guarantee that your results will be better than whatever you do on your own. Your results are going to be better working with me because I'm going to custom tailor the program. It's going to be modified based on your improvement or your lack of improvement, your playing style, your level, everything. Everything's going to be customized to give you the best odds of doing well in this course. And if you don't believe me, then you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself this question: how many years of master teaching experience do I have teaching music? Answer that question honestly. And if you haven't been teaching others at a high level, but you're going to be teaching yourself my course, well, there's your answer. Okay? You're still going to get something decent out of my course by doing it yourself, but it won't be the stellar, amazing results you get by working with me. You'll be teaching yourself. But it's better than what you've been doing, I can guarantee that. So here we go. Now, this is based on real data. Nothing after the first week or two in the course. I hate to say that, but I'm not one to sugarcoat stuff. So you're not going to get much after the first 2 weeks in the course. Some people that study with me directly might gain a half step, maybe, but usually not. And that's why I took off the free samples for people. When did I do that? At the end of last year? Because people would get the free sample and they would take 1 week, or they would do the 2 weeks and they'd be like, hey, I'm not playing like Maynard Ferguson or John Faddis, and so I'm going to give up. Well, that's how it is for everybody, how it is for me. You take the first 2 weeks and not much is going to happen. Your body is adjusting to what will happen, but you're not going to be, playing double C's or gaining an octave range in 1 or 2 weeks. Forget about it. Okay, let's keep going. Now you've gone through the course and you're around week 3 or 4. So if you are starting week 3 or week 4 in my 16-week course, many folks do experience more ease of playing, a little bit more power, more command and control, better intonation, better accuracy, a lift in their endurance at rehearsals and performances. So this is typical. Now, you may not quite experience all that, or you might experience more, but the average is somewhere around what I just said. You'll notice some positive, beneficial things happening. You might not notice any range increase yet, but you will definitely notice that. Now, weeks 4 to 5. This is where you're about a quarter way through the course. Many will have their first half-step crease in range. One day it just happens. You go and you're going through the different techniques. You're going upstairs in the arpeggio, or we're doing some of the other different things, and you start to notice it just clicks, and you're able to get more than a squeak. You're able to get a real note out, and that's your first range improvement. Usually it's about a half step. Moving forward, week 6 to 8. Now you're approaching the halfway mark. Unfortunately, weeks 6 and 7 are very, very tough weeks with a lot of techniques being added, and people tend not to get a lot of range increase during this time because you're kind of underwater. There's a deluge of a physical load being placed on your chops and your body, so people tend not to gain a lot of range during the weeks 6 through 8. Let's see what else here I can say about that. Let's move on. So during the period between week 8 and 9, many do notice that their second half step increase in range does appear. It does reveal itself. Week 8 is kind of an easy week in the course with only 3 techniques added. And week 9 is a fun week. It's the week of a lot of devices that you'll be adding. Contraptions and devices and off-the-horn techniques. They're both kind of fun weeks, and people do notice that they gain their second half-step increase around this time. All right, weeks 10 through 11 mark the appearance of the third half-step increase in range for most players. So that's not bad. Now, if you think about it, on average, most people going through my course, and this is on their own, have gained a minor third in range by this time. Real range, when I speak of gain in range, I don't mean a squeak. I mean a real usable net range that you can take to your orchestra, your concert band. If you play in a jazz quintet or quartet or anything like trio, and you're the brass player, this is a usable range increase. If you're a lead trumpet player, you'll notice a real range increase. So this is around weeks 10 through 11. And okay, now we're kind of around third base. Weeks 11 through 14 are a regimented drip of 5 techniques each week. They're usually advanced for the most part, and sometimes advanced versions of techniques you previously have gotten. So things are a little bit tougher. But you can add another half step during this time. So by week 14, many will have arrived at a major third, total gain in range to sometimes a perfect fourth. And that's on average. There's many people that are doing better. There are a couple people that are not doing quite that well. Okay, now you're getting near the end of the course. Weeks 14 through 16 can be a period of slow growth to stagnation, because now you're getting upwards to 65, 70, 75 techniques. You're doing these every day, and your body is adjusting to this increased load. And so during this time, I've noticed students will tend to maybe make one more half-step move from weeks 14 to the end, week 16, or no range improvement at all at that point. So if you add it all up, by week 13, chances are you will have gained about a major third in usable range. By the week 16, you'll be at a major third to a perfect fourth. Now, this is typical average results. If you're just, a normal player, you're not a Maynard Ferguson clone or anything like that. So this is real usable range. Now let's talk about um, the potholes or the trip hazards. Number one, I have had people remark that have taken the course by themselves. And by the way, folks, you have the option to get 3 review lessons for peanuts from me. That's 3 half hours that we can spread throughout the course to check on what's going right and what's going wrong for you. Now, the people that don't opt for at least that tend to have a comment like, oh, well, I like Kurt's course, I got something out of it. But, I don't know, after a couple of months of finishing the course, I found that my range kind of went back to where it was, or I found out that the results weren't lasting, or, I didn't really feel like that I had, paint peeling, range increase, after that. Well, what I say to those folks is because they did it on the cheap. Keep in mind, I'm offering this course on the cheap for less than just a couple of normal lessons that you would pay in a month. I offer my course for 4 months, and you're doing it on your own. So yes, if you do the entire course on your own, on the cheap, and you don't pay extra to get me involved, even just for a little bit, and I'm set aside the fact that you didn't bother to take the entire course with me, but if you didn't even bother to have me involved a little bit, you might be one of those kind of whining that you felt like the range increase didn't last, or that your notes are not full-bodied, or that you didn't get that amazing octave increase, or that blah, 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 blah. Yes, that might happen. You have to get me involved if you're smart. And if you're going to try to do it all on your own and, save your money, that's good. Good. You're going to have an extra $50 in your pocket, right? Yay. But you might have done my course the wrong way. You might have done things incompatible with what I would have told you based on my observations of your playing. So the people that study with me directly never, ever, 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 ever make that kind of lament, complaint, that whine, because I ensure and I go to bat for them as much as possible. I go above and beyond to make sure that they are getting the results that they came for. You get what you pay for, and you work with me directly. I'm going to bend over backward to make sure you get those results. Okay. What else? Talking about some of the traps and pitfalls. One person complained that, oh, this course tends to be about, a lot of high note playing, and there's not a lot of room for working on classical etudes and working on my jazz improv, and it doesn't leave you a lot of room to practice other stuff. No. Hello, ding dong. This is a course to empower your embouchure, your strength, and your range. It's not it's not a general course. You can get that from your local college instructor if you want to take a generalized study program on a brass instrument. This is a finely tuned laser optic-like course targeting your range and endurance. We are going to be working on your range and endurance at the exclusion of other things. You can take 4 months out of your life to focus on this. And if you can't, then you can spend the next 50 or 60 years constantly struggling with mouthpiece pressure, range issues, and endurance. You don't have a choice. You got to buckle down, bite the bullet, and swallow this 4-month pill and take care of business. Okay? Now, you can't whine about the fact that I'm not, throwing in Clark studies and Arbin exercises and Schlossberg things and Charlier and Biche and Van and on and on and on and on and on. No, this is not about that. This is a total laser beam microscopic focus on improving your range, and that's what it's about. If you take this course, you are going to be focusing on range and improving your range and endurance. So get that through your head. I don't know what it is about some of these people that at the end of the course are like, well, we didn't really work a lot on double tonguing. And yeah, I really needed some help on these etudes that I have for my jury. I'm a junior. No, this course is not about that. It's about improving your range and endurance and power. So you have to at least understand what's at play here. So there you have it, folks. You're likely going to gain, based on the averages and the data that I now have after 10 years of doing this, you're likely to gain a minor third, a major third, or a perfect fourth. And to split it right down the middle, probably a major third is in your future should you take this course. Now, when you take it by yourself, it might be less than that. It might be a minor third. Or maybe you kind of screw off and don't do exactly as I say and you end up with a major second. But hey, if you were struggling at high D's and you came out the other end of this course and now you have strong high E's, that's not bad. I would take that gladly. I mean, come on. I mean, I would definitely take that, especially if you're doing it on the cheap. That won't happen to you if you take the course with me and we work every week for 16 weeks. Nobody ends the course with me with just a major second increase. I think the worst that I've had has been like a major third. And then I got people that have gained an octave in this course, a fifth, a sixth, working with me directly. So, you choose, you know, you I guess the old American saying is you make your bed and you lie in it. So you want to work with me, you have to pay more because I'm going to be working with you every week and you're going to get more. If you can't afford that and you have a small budget, then you're going to be working with me via the video, but you're kind of going to be teaching yourself a little bit and you can't expect to get the results that people are getting when they work directly with me. So I hope this kind of cleared it up for you. So don't be one of those whiners that gets the course and after you've taught yourself my course and you saved a bundle of money by teaching yourself, you complain that you got a 2 or 3 half step increase in your range and you wanted an octave, or you wanted to be playing like John Faddis or Wynton Marsalis, at the end of 4 months. It's not going to work that way. You got to be realistic, and don't complain that this course made it tough for you to work on your Arbans and your concertos and your jazz improv. This course is not supposed to be working on that. It's supposed to be helping you with range and endurance improvement. So if you have questions or comments about this nice little podcast regarding what you can expect in my 16-week upper register course, go ahead and leave them below. You can always email me. I'll probably have a link you can click right on for this course. This course is the Holy Grail. It's proven, tested. It is the most successful course of its kind ever in the history of brass playing. There is no other course that has helped more people, and it's guaranteed because of the 75 techniques and the infusion of momentum. I'm Kurt Thompson. Hope to see you on the other side, or I hope to see you every week in my course. We'll work together to make what you want to have happen a reality. Bye for now.